But look there, that is the thing I was speaking of. Yes, that's the doctor's article, Mr. Mayor. Oh, is that what you were speaking about? That's it. What do you think of it? Oh, I'm only a layman, and I have taken a very cursory glance at it. But you are going to print it? I cannot very well refuse a distinguished man. I have nothing to do with the editing paper, Mr. Mayor. I understand. I merely print what is put into my hands. Quite so. And so I must. No, but wait a moment, Mr. Aslaksen. You will allow me, Mr. Hofstede? If you please, Mr. Mayor. You are a discreet and thoughtful man, Mr. Aslaksen. I am delighted to hear you think so, sir. And a man of very considerable influence. Chiefly among the small tradesmen, sir. The small taxpayers are majority here, as everywhere else. That is true. And I have no doubt that you know the trend general of opinion among them, don't you? Yes. I think I may say I do, Mr. Mayor. Yes, well, since there is such a praiseworthy spirit of self-sacrifice among the less wealthy citizens of our town. What? Self-sacrifice? It's pleasing evidence of a public-spirited feeling. Extremely pleasing evidence. I might almost say that I hardly expect it. But you have a closer knowledge of public opinion than I. But, Mr. Mayor, it is indeed no small sacrifice that the town is going to make. The town? But I don't understand. Is it the beds? At a professional estimate, the alterations that the medical officers asserts to be desirable will cost somewhere about £20,000. That's a lot of money, but of course, it will be necessary to raise municipal loan. Surely you never mean that the town must pay? Do you mean that it must come out of the municipal funds? Out of the ill-filled pockets of the small tradesman? Well, my dear Mr. Aslaksen, where else is the money come from? The gentlemen who own the beds ought to provide that. Operators of the beds are not in a position to incur any further expense. Is that absolutely certain, Mr. Mayor? I have satisfied myself that it is so. If the town wants these very extensive alterations, it will have to pay for them. But damn it all, I beg your pardon, this is quite another matter, Mr. Hofstede. It is indeed. The most fatal part of it is that we shall be obliged to set the butts for a couple of years. Set them all together for 2 years? Yes, the work will take as long as that. At least, I'm damned if we will stand that, Mr. Mayor. What are we householders to live upon in the meantime? Unfortunately, that is an extremely difficult question to answer, Mr. Aslaksen. But what would you have us to do? Do you suppose we shall have a single visitor in the town if we go about proclaiming that our water is polluted, that we are living over a pledged spot, that the entire town and the whole thing is merely imagination? The best will in the world, I have not been able to come to any other conclusion. Well then, I must say it is absolutely unjustifiable of Dr. Stockman. I beg your pardon, Mr. Mayor. What you say is lamentably true, Mr. Aslaksen. My brother has unfortunately always been a headstrong man. After this, do you mean to give him your support, Mr. Hofstede? Can you suppose for a moment that I have drawn up a short resume of situation as it appears from a reasonable man's point of view? In it, I have indicated that how certain possible defects might suitably be remedied without outrunning the resources of the Batch Committee. Have you got it with you, Mr. Mayor? Yes. I brought it with me in case you should. Good Lord, there he is. Who? Who? My brother? Where? He has just gone through the printing room. How unlucky. I don't want to meet him here. And I still have several things to speak to you about. Go in there for the present. But